Yo, what's up, guys? Today we're gonna be doing a 7-star tier list on which unit you should be getting from the least to the highest. So the highest is must have, and the should have, nice to have, and no. So those are the categories. So while I do think most of these units are very good, not all of them are must haves. Which is especially for Brawly, it's a should have. Brawly is a should have unit. It's pretty good. It's used in the previous tournament, but I think there was a better strategy in the previous tournament, so I wouldn't recommend it. Boo is as well as it should have. Gojo exists, so it's dropped down to a should have. Ultra Goku and Vegeta is a eh. The Nuke is very bad. It takes too long to charge, and I don't think his DPS is all that good as well. So Devil, I think, is a must-have. Devil is a must-have. With more use cases now coming out, especially for the tournament, I do think Devils would be a good pick, as well as for Gauntlet as well, and Infinite Mode, for being a unique type of support. I think Aizen's should have, honestly. Aizen's honestly haven't seen a whole lot of Aizen being used, as well as there's a founder now who does the same thing with a minion with a rewind. In fact, you could actually use the rewind more often. I think you could use the rewind more often, but I just don't think Aizen's honestly that good anymore. Falcon, I think Falcon's a should have. There is a replacement called Ichigo 6, but you need his orb. Falcon does take more effort to get, as well as pretty hard, much harder. But I think Falcon 7 is alright. Humble Swordsman, honestly, is still a must-have. It's a 20% money boost leader, and money boosts are really nice to have in any raids or story mode. As well as the best sunburn unit in the game. Ichigo is honestly I think Ichigo is There's only one use case for Ichigo, honestly, and it's literally just Air Infinite. Yeah, it's literally just Air Infinite. I just don't see a whole lot of uses for Ichigo 7. Gohan's honestly as well. He gets out DPS by a few six stars I've seen, which is actually kind of sad. He's also decently hard to get to, because you need to do Kai raid. I don't think you need Kai raid for any other units besides Gohan. Metal Freezer is a should have. You could definitely go about Metal Freezer through the entire game. But it's a really good, nice unit to have. Mochi is I would say it's a should have as well. Honestly, I think Mochi is good, but it's only used for Infinite Mode and Gauntlet. You're better off with a different slow in Infinite Mode and in raids. And for Air Infinite, you just can't use this because it can't hit air. Organs is a should have. IMO is a should have. It's the best Rapture unit in the game, but there's a close second, which is Ryogo 6. Ryogo 6 is a hybrid, unlike Organs, as well as it's slightly cheaper as well, but not as much damage. Ombre I think is a should have. At this point, you could just go with Umbra instead. That's infinitely better because it's cheaper to get, it's easier to get, and it's free to play. Perfect Insect is a no. I don't recommend you get Perfect Insect ever. Like, honestly, ever. That's really bad. If it ever becomes tradable, like, I don't see it being used that much. Princess Apilia, I'd say is a must-have. It makes Gauntlet so much easier. If you don't have this unit, it kind of sucks that you don't have it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, Stampede is I would say is no. Stampede's a no for me. There's no use cases for Stampede. I mean, actually there is. I would say is a you could use the Stampede for raids. If if someone knows how to farm it correctly, you could put out a Stampede for raids. Actually, for like Wave 19 raids, which it does have a use case. Vegeta Blue is it's full AoE, but it hasn't gotten a buff recently, so I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it. Raph is pretty good. It's a HP cutter, as well as a 20% money skill. which is honestly always good to have. Mana skill is really good to have. Naruto, I say Naruto's he's not that good. He hasn't gotten a buff at all. Sasuke is also I wouldn't touch any of the Sasuke or Naruto. They're not too good. Um, there's definitely better black burns out there now, but it is a high brown placement, so that's something that's cool. Deku has utility. I'll say a utility, so it should be higher up in the. I'll say it right here. It does have utility. That's pretty much it. It does have utility, but it's honestly not too good though. It's honestly not too good. Shigaraki is a no. His ability's trash. His ability's just trash. Don't worry about it. It's like it's not that good. Its Wrath is better. Star King is nice to have. I think Star King is due for a buff. Really. He's falling behind. I suppose there's more units that could crit now, so he's not like unique on the crit situation anymore, which is actually a huge problem for It's actually a huge problem for Star King. Alien boss is really hard to get. I would say it's like it's really hard to get, and his damage is nothing special. I'll say it's like right here. It's just really hard to get. Lucy over Heaven. Lucy over Heaven is a 20% money buff. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's a 20% money buff. But he is a useless leader. He's a useless leader, honestly. But he has a unique rewind ability. So I guess you put him at a must-have. Really, he does have a unique ability. So yeah. Beast Honor, nice to have. But it does take like 2 units that are not that good anymore. Death, I would say it's no. Death is a huge no. Gojo is a must-have, easy must-have. I would say it's over here. It's like the best time stop unit in the game currently with a time stop nuke. Old Will, I would say it should have. It's a really powerful burn. It's really ridiculously powerful. I'll say it's right here. It's like I think it's the best burn unit in the game right now. Yeah, it's definitely the best burn unit in the game. Umbra, I say is a must-have. It's easy to get. You might as well get it. Decent bleed, good for raids. The only difference between Umbra and Ombre is like Umbra is easier to get, just straight up. Rufy fifth gear, I would say is I'll say is a must-have really, at this point. I'll say like right here. It has a really good It has 2 abilities, which is a nuke. One's a nuke, and one is a base saver. The nuke can actually do so much damage, like insane amount of damage, really, and like it's just really good. Almighty is a must-have. It's the only unit that does a 300% buff. Easy must-have, really. Easy must-have. The Path Final, I would say, is like, it's hard to get. It's probably the worst unit you could probably get. It's really bad, actually. It's really bad. I just don't recommend the Path. It's hard to get. It's not even that good. Don't bother with it. Goku is honestly a harder one because he does do a lot of damage. He's really good. Don't get me wrong. But is he a must-have? I don't know. I don't think he's honestly... I don't think he's honestly a must-have. There's already a unit that does everything that... there's units that could do what he could do, really. But he's really good. So I would say he's a should-have. But it's not. I'm not discounting how good Goku is. I'm just saying like you just don't need him as much as like the other units. He is definitely really good though. Jiren is honestly easy, nice to have. It's a really good DPS unit. His ability is garbage. His ability is kind of garbage. I wouldn't bother with it, but he's a really decent, solid DPS, especially for raids and stories as well. The Founder, I think the Founder is a should have. If it wasn't like nerf, if like all the damage over time didn't share a cooldown, I would say it's a must have. But honestly, damage over time, like nerf, I wouldn't bother. Like it's not as good as it used to be. And just with Airren really needs Founder to be like any good. I would say it's nice to have, but yeah, I'll say it's a should have. It's a should have. His ability's bad, but he does have 4 AoE, and it's a really solid DPS. And he could place 8 of these, and real it's pretty much cheap. Like it's a 2 mil full, like 100-ish range, 120-ish range, with solid DPS. Honestly, at least it should have. And Coral F3, it's honestly it's nice to have. I'll say it's like right here. I heard Toji's better, slightly better, so but it's still not a bad unit to get really. Zoro F3. So yeah, that's pretty much my list, guys. This is not like how strong they are. This is like what unit should you get, and these are what like how I think the units are like. They should be able to be get in order. If you want like more of a power tier list, I put out a power tier list in my TikTok channel. Just check out my TikTok channel instead if you want my power tier list. But this is more of a what unit you should get instead. So yeah, guys. Thank you all for watching. I'll be back next time with another All-Star Tower Defense video. In the meantime, have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.